Have you ever heard any of these statements spoken to you? You are no longer needed here anymore. It's not you, it's me. But let's stay friends. You did not make the team. I don't love you anymore. Whew, those are harsh. Now, we have no idea what Mary said to Joseph to tell him that she's with child. But we have to imagine that it came across as harsh. We don't know what Joseph felt, but maybe he felt used, naive, maybe angry, certainly sad. And oftentimes when we think of this whole story, we focus on Mary only and what she was going through. But the gospel really points to us to look at Joseph. This is Matthew's version of what's going on. And certainly in Matthew's version, Joseph, who was an outstanding man, he's got a career, he's a carpenter, he's engaged to Mary. It could have been an arranged marriage, we have no idea. They did that often back then. But we assume that he knew her because Nazareth is a small town. Everybody knew everybody. And my hope is that he was in love with her. But still then, when she comes to him with the news that says she's with child, and he knows it's not his, what's he going to do? Well, the scripture says he was a righteous man, which means he was just going to divorce her quietly, or our language would be, he's going to break off the engagement kind of quietly under the radar, which means he's not posting anything on social media, which means he's not gossiping about her and the family and spreading vicious rumors. But I suppose he wants things to go under the radar. That Mary maybe will just leave, go somewhere else, have a baby, no one will know. Because at that time, if people found out that there was a woman who was pregnant and not married, she would probably be killed, stoned to death. Well, he thinks he's going to do this or that, and then he has a dream. Now, I believe that God still speaks to us in dreams. Now, I'm not talking about those kind of, normal everyday dreams where I got to pick up milk or I figure this out at school. I'm talking about those deep, powerful dreams that we have. Everybody dreams, every one of you. You don't always remember your dream, but you can learn how to recall them. You got to, and think again that everything in your dream is meant to be a message for you. Such as like if I'm dreaming about this person, it's not really about that person, but it's the part of me that's manifested in that person or this thing. And oftentimes with your dreams, especially when you've got something important going on, perhaps that's how God's going to get to you. So pay attention. Anyway, because of the dream with Joseph, what happens then? He decides to do the right thing. He stays with Mary. He takes her into his home, as we just heard. For any one of us, when we face a situation, how often do we do the right thing? Because oftentimes we just do the convenient thing, or we take the easy out, or we do the popular thing. Everybody else is acting like this, so I'm just going to go and do what everybody else does. But does that mean it's the right thing? A few years ago, there was a commercial on TV, just a short little commercial. And had this little boy, he's writing notes because his dad is overseas in the military. So he's writing these letters to his dad, and then he's folding each one up and making a paper airplane. And then we see the boy outside, and there is a big fence. It's an enclosed fence, so you can't see what's going on. But then he throws every one of the paper airplanes over the fence, expecting his dad to receive them. He just kind of like lets it go. Well, what happens then, you see in the commercial that the neighbor on the other side of the fence, he sees all these papers around, he's like, ugh. And so he easily could have just like crumpled them up, throw them away, go yell at the kid or talk to the mom, but instead, when he reads the papers and recognizes what they're about, he does the right thing. He collects them all, puts them in a box, sends them to that kid's father overseas. Then we see that the father is reading each one, responds to each one, sends it back to that neighbor. He then folds each one of them up to more paper airplanes and sends them back over the fence to the kid. It's a very touching commercial. It's just 30 seconds. He does the right thing. For every one of us, we are faced with things going on in our life. We're wondering, what should I do? I could do this, or I could do that, I could do this. And the gospel today is encouraging us to do the right thing. Maybe it's not going to be as huge as what Joseph had to deal with. But you know, that decision you got to make at work, thing that's heavy in your heart, or that thing going on with your family, do the right thing. You know, when you're trying to figure out, well, it's up to them. They should talk to me, or they should apologize. Or you kids, when your sibling is in your stuff again, and you're like, well, do the right thing. Let them play with your stuff. Or that family member you have been avoiding. Perhaps maybe you go talk to them. Don't wait for them. Or just the little things of just saying hi, just greeting people, letting someone get in line, letting a car merge. Do the right thing. Even if nobody else is, even if nobody is agreeing with you, you do the right thing. Now, Mother Teresa, when she passed, and we call her now Saint Teresa of Calcutta, that's her name now. When she died, there was a poem on her bedroom wall that they found. She didn't originate it, but she changed it a bit. And what she came up with was pretty powerful. Let me share it with you. People are often unreasonable, irrational, self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find sincerity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. So whatever you're dealing with right now as we're getting closer to Christmas and everybody's happy and jolly and you still got that thing going on You're not really sure what you're going to do with it. Perhaps you be like Joseph. Do the right thing. And what happened with Joseph? He does the right thing, and indeed something wonderful happens with him and Mary. That Christ is born. And perhaps when you decide, not the easy thing, not the convenient thing, not whatever else, but when you do the right thing, wow, maybe God has something wonderful to be born in you, through you. God has something beautiful planned